الورد مروجا 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 أورق الغيم مروجا 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 والتقى الورد مروجا.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Zahira Bam Ismail, and it's always such a pleasure to share this time with you. We spoke about inculcating habits, being mindful when we're making our prayers, when we're making our du'as, when we're starting our dhikrs, and to start with small habits consistently to ensure they become part of our lives. One of the things that we must mention is that we don't do this only because it's something that we've been told to do. But when we form these good habits at the beginning, it almost gives us an anchor, something that we can hold on to, so that when we're going through difficult times, these habits have already been put into place and they become our anchors to hold on to that faith. There's so much of difficulty. There isn't a person around us that isn't going through a difficult time. But we've got the comfort and the hope of our religion to understand that when you're going through this difficult time, if you hold on to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if you hold on to your faith as an anchor, that's all you need. I often say to parents and even to my own children, there's absolutely no guarantee that we're going to be around for everyone. And as human beings, we will always fall short of being there in the way people want us to be there for them. So we can't always say people are not there for us. We can also talk about the fact that we're not always there for other people. But the one thing that we can give to our children and to ourselves is the anchor of having our faith, is the anchor of having Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with us. And if we give that understanding that Allah is always there regardless, Allah will always be there. And when you inculcate these small habits from very early on, then you're giving the best possible gift you can give to yourself or to your children. Because no matter where you go in the world, you will always have that anchor to have an understanding that you belong to something so much bigger, that you belong to something so much greater, that you yourself belong to something that is huge, that is so much more. And that would be the only validation you ever need. We watch social media and everyone's looking for this validation there, and we really don't need it there. When you understand where your anchors are, you'll understand where your validation is locked in. And you'll understand that you have a purpose and that you have something to give to this world. You have something to give back to your community. You have something to give back to the people around you. And when we do that, when it's grounded, when we ground it into something so much bigger than us, there's so much more purpose in our lives. Then we truly understand Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. We understand the meaning of the words that give us a definition to where our life's purpose is. So when you do these habits and you take the moment out, understand that you're not just doing it to inculcate a 30-day program for yourself which switches off afterwards. You're inculcating it with a mindfulness to understand the anchor that gives you something stronger, that gives you a sense of belonging. And this is the gift that we need to give to our children, to understand that they don't need to rely on you. Their first port of call in good times, in bad times, in times of need, in times of difficulty should be always Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah will always be there. And Allah will never forsake any of us, no matter how difficult it seems. And when we hold on to that, our Creator will never fail us, will never forsake us, will always be there for us, and will answer our prayers in the way we need it most. Not in the way we think is best, but the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows it's best for us. So take the time out to make those mindful du'as, to pass on those anchors, to firm those anchors for us, and to pass it on for our children. And inshallah, we start seeing the ease with which everything around us starts flowing. Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
الورد مروجا 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 أورق الغيم مروجا 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 والتقى الورد